Okay, you know that feeling. When you've technically succeeded, got the job, maybe climbed the ladder a bit, but something inside just feels off,
Oh, yeah.
misaligned. That feeling, that sort of success dissonance, is exactly what we're digging into today. And this deep dive, it's really for you, the learner. We want to unpack some ideas to help you close that gap.
Yeah, and we're pulling from the May 2025 Your Career, Your Future newsletter
Hmm.
from the Career Experts Group. Think of it like a curated guide from really seasoned career pros, personal branding strategies
Hmm.
too. Their whole thing is helping people, wherever they are in their careers, find that balance where
Mm,
wellness, being present, and purpose all kind of connect.
exactly. It's packed with strategy. So our mission here is to pull out the real gems, those insights, to help you reconnect with your, let's say, authentic professional self and make more intentional moves in your career. It covers a lot from like what energizes you to handling job changes. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty comprehensive. For you, okay, let's get into it.
Right. So first up, is this core idea this newsletter really pushes? Showing up as you. It's not about like totally reinventing yourself, more like rediscovering who you really are professionally under all the layers we add on. That success dissonance you mentioned often pops up when achievements don't line up with your genuine self.
Absolutely. And they flag this really interesting stat from StrengthsFinder 2.0. It says, if you're using your natural strengths, you're 6 times more likely to be engaged and 3 times more likely to say you have an excellent quality of life. That's huge.
It really is. And it makes a critical point for today's job market. Lots of people might look similar on paper, qualifications and all that.
Mm.
But your authenticity, that's a differentiator. It's how you see things uniquely, connect genuinely, solve problems. That's often where the real innovation comes from. There's even research suggesting that being authentic in interviews makes you seem more employable.
Okay, so this is where it gets practical. The newsletter has this rediscovery roadmap, 5 pathways basically, to reconnect with that authentic core. The first one is map your energy patterns. What does that actually look like for someone listening?
Well, think of it like drawing out your career path, a timeline. You'd mark the big things, sure, promotions, projects, but also, maybe more importantly, those times you felt totally in it, energized, in the flow. Then you look closely at those peak moments. What was going on? What skills were you using without even thinking? What values were really being met? It can tell you a lot about what actually fuels you at work.
Huh. That's a really neat way to think about it. Your personal energy map, sort of. Okay, the second path is name your non negotiables. Sounds like setting some ground rules for yourself.
Exactly. It's about pinpointing your essential professional values. Is it um, autonomy,
Right.
having control over your work, or maybe creativity, making an impact? Could be collaboration or like constant learning. The idea is to brainstorm what matters, then really zero in on the top five, the ones that are absolutely crucial for you to feel engaged. Truly, they become your compass points.
Right, right. I can see how that would be a filter for future choices, making sure things align. Okay, third pathway. Gather your truth tellers. I like that phrase. Who are these people?
They're the trusted folks in your life.
Yeah.
Work, maybe personal too. People who see you clearly, see your strengths, even the ones you kind of forget about.
Yeah.
The newsletter suggests picking, say, 3 to 5 of them and asking specific questions like, professionally, when have you seen me really firing on all cylinders? And what do you notice when I'm super engaged and energized?
Mm.
They're honest feedback. It can be incredibly valuable. Confirm things you might only vaguely sense yourself.
It's like getting an outside perspective on your best self. That's smart. Yeah. All right, fourth path. Start small, start now. That sounds less scary. Big changes can feel like a lot.
Totally. And that's the point. No need for massive upheaval right away. They suggest trying a 30-day authenticity experiment. Just find one small way each week to bring a little more of your real self into your work, something you've been holding back, and then just notice. How does it feel? How do others react? What happens? It's about gradual steps, intentional ones.
And the fifth and final pathway. Redefine success on your terms. This sounds like moving beyond just the title and the paycheck.
Yes, exactly. It's challenging you to craft your own definition of success. What does thriving actually mean to you? Beyond the usual metrics, it's about finding that balance, right, between achievement and alignment, contribution and fulfillment.
Okay, so those are the pathways. But the newsletter also mentions something called strategic authenticity. It's not just about like letting it all hang out all the time professionally, is it? There's some thought involved.
Absolutely. Strategic authenticity means making conscious choices. How do you express your true self effectively in different work situations
Mm.
to get the results you want? It's being self-aware. Knowing which parts of your authentic self are best suited for a particular meeting or presentation or conversation. Maybe dialing certain things up or down depending on who you're talking to and what the goal is.
That makes sense. Genuine, but with purpose.
Okay.
Okay, let's shift to something super practical now. Building a career brag file.
Uh-huh.
It's like something everyone should probably have, right?
Oh, definitely. A brag file is just, it's a collection of your wins, your accomplishments, all in one place. The newsletter stresses how useful it is, not just for reviews or job hunting, but also for your own confidence and being ready if, things change unexpectedly, like a layoff.
And it can be digital, physical, whatever works, but keep it organized by year, maybe, or project, and update it regularly, monthly, quarterly. Oh, and that timely tip, grab important stuff from the company HR system before you leave. That's critical.
So critical. Don't lose access to that proof. The newsletter suggests categories. First, your achievements. Go beyond just listing tasks. Use numbers, quantify, revenue saved, efficiency up, what tech skills did you use, any before and afters, challenges overcome. They even mention using frameworks like CAR or STAR to structure those stories. Context, action, result.
Right. Then positive feedback. So important for remembering your value. Performance review snippets, emails, Slack messages, notes, awards, thank yous, references. It's not just what you think you did well, but what others saw too.
Exactly. Other key things to track. Skills and certifications, training, certs, new skills, workshops, anything you learned. Also, examples of your leadership, initiative, and expertise. Times you went the extra mile, led something, became the go-to person, mentored someone. Any speaking, writing, media stuff, put it in. Career milestones, 2 promotions, big projects, new responsibilities, KPIs met. And finally, they suggest including self-reflection and future goals, lessons learned, areas for growth.
Wow, okay. So it becomes this really solid record of your whole professional journey. Evidence, basically. Now, let's talk about something that causes a lot of anxiety during transitions. Benefits. That benefits transition guide. The newsletter really flags taking immediate action here. Crucial stuff.
It is absolutely vital. For your financial security, when things are already stressful, while you definitely need the full guide from your employer, the newsletter pulls out the deadlines you just cannot miss, like health insurance, COBRA. Usually you get a 60-day window to decide if you want to continue your coverage, but you pay the full premium. Plus, usually a 2% admin fee, so it can be way more expensive.
Right. And there's a really, really important point for people 65 or older about Medicare.
Yes, this is super important. COBRA doesn't count as creditable coverage for Medicare purposes. What that means is, if you're 65 plus air, lose your job-based insurance, you generally need to sign up for Medicare Parts A and B within 8 months. It's a special enrollment period. If you miss it and just rely on COBRA, you could face lifelong penalties on your Medicare premiums.
Wow. Okay, that's a major flag for anyone nearing or over 65. Good to know. What about employer-provided life insurance? There's a tight deadline there too, right?
Usually very tight, often just 30 or maybe 31 days after you leave. You might have options to port it, keep the same term policy, or convert it to a permanent individual policy. The advice is contact the insurance company immediately, as soon as you know you're leaving, and watch your mail carefully for notices. Those deadlines are strict.
Okay, health and life insurance, top priority, tight deadlines. Got it. What about things like FSAs, flexible spending accounts, and HSAs, health savings accounts?
Okay, FSAs are usually use it or lose it. For money already in there, you can typically only use it for expenses you had before your last day, unless you elect COBRA for the FSA, but even then, it often only covers expenses up to your termination date. HSAs are different. That money is yours. The account stays with you. You can leave it where it is, just watch for fees, or you can roll it into a new HSA, usually within 60 days to avoid taxes, or open a new one if you still have a high-deductible health plan. Oh, and you can use HSA money tax-free for COBRA premiums.
That's useful. Okay, retirement plans, 401k, 8S, pensions can feel complicated. Key takeaways.
With 401ks, it often depends on your balance. Small balances under $1,000 might get cashed out automatically, minus taxes. Between $1,000 and $5,000 might get rolled into a default IRA. Over $5,000. Usually have more choices. Leave it, roll it to an IRA, move it to a new employer's plan. Crucially, remember you only keep the vested part of any employer match. Vesting means how long you had to work there to fully own those contributions. And if you have a 401k loan, you might have to repay it really fast. Pensions. If you're vested, you keep your rights to future benefits, get a statement, understand your options for taking the money later.
Vesting. That's the key word there for employer money. And what about things like stock options or RSUs, restricted stock units?
Right. Stock options usually have a limited time window after you leave, often 90 days, to exercise any options that are already vested. Unvested ones, usually gone. Same idea for RSUs. Unvested ones are typically forfeited. Vested shares are yours. Deferred compensation. That usually pays out when you leave. Could be a 6-month delay for certain high-level employees. Big point.
Yeah,
You can't roll that money over into an IRA or 401k. Gets taxed as regular income.
Okay, that's a ton of critical info, but so, so important. The newsletter apparently includes an action checklist, too, breaking it down.
Yeah, helps sort it into immediate short-term, medium-term actions. It really drives home that missing deadlines cost real money. And the best advice, if you're unsure about anything, call your old HR or the benefit provider directly. Ask questions.
Definitely. Better safe than sorry with this stuff. Okay, let's switch gears to our online selves. Digital authenticity in the AI era. Clearly, our online footprint matters more and more professionally.
It really does. The newsletter cites Career Arc saying, what, 92% of employers use social media in recruiting? That's almost everyone. So
Huh.
your digital presence, what's out there about you, it's a huge part of your brand now. The key is being strategic, but also making sure it reflects your actual values, your authentic self.
And they suggest something simple but smart. Google yourself in incognito mode. See what pops up. Because, yeah, another survey found most employers have rejected people based on online stuff. Sobering.
It is. And the advice is pretty clear. Avoid negativity online about work stuff. Past employers, colleagues, just don't. Go back and clean up anything questionable if you can. Old posts, pictures. And while you can't always erase things, putting out new positive professional content consistently, that can help push older stuff down.
And with AI getting so big, the newsletter warns about letting it just, create your whole online persona.
Right. Define your own values first. What do you actually stand for professionally? Then maybe use AI to help brainstorm post ideas or polish your writing. But it shouldn't be your voice. It's a tool, not a replacement for you. Think strategically. Who's your audience? Where are they online? And never forget the human connection part. That still matters most.
Makes sense. Use AI as an assistant, not the boss. Okay, for folks on a career break or after a layoff, there's this network reactivation protocol. Reaching out can feel awkward, but they frame it as empowering, reconnecting with your purpose.
Exactly. It's not just about finding a job, though it helps massively with that. LinkedIn says 70% get hired via connection, but it's also about boosting confidence, getting support, staying in the loop, tapping into those weak ties that can be so helpful.
Right, and they suggest ways to get new connections, but the main focus is warming up the ones you already have. A 5-step plan. Step 1, prepare thoughtfully. List maybe 10 people. Check out their LinkedIn quickly. See what they're up to.
Step 2, make initial contact. Just a friendly, personalized message. Hey, how's it going? They even give sample messages, suggest AI prompts can help tailor it. Step 3, offer value. Don't just ask for something. Share an article they might like or a podcast, something relevant. Again, AI prompts can help craft this.
Okay, so prepare, initial contact, offer value. Then it's about keeping it going. Follow up consistently, like reach out week 1, follow up week 2 if no reply, maybe a personal update or a coffee invite after a month.
Yeah, a gentle persistence.
Yeah.
And then step 5, deepen the connection. Try to move it off just messaging. A quick call, virtual coffee. Keep checking in sometimes. The newsletter has loads of extra AI prompt examples for different situations. Referrals, informational interviews, follow-ups.
Gotcha. So it's really a process.
And the key is empathy, patience. Being genuine, it's relationship building, not just transactional.
Definitely. Okay, almost there. Shifting again to what employers really look for, beyond technical skills. This is huge for interviews, promotions, everything. It's not just about what you know.
Exactly right. Technical skills are table stakes, often. The newsletter lists 7 other critical things employers evaluate. First is drive and motivation. Do you actually seem enthusiastic about this role, this company? Show you've done your homework. Connect your goals to theirs.
Makes sense. Second, cultural fit. How well will you mesh with the team, the company values? And fit doesn't mean being identical, right? Just compatible.
Precisely. Third, growth mindset. Are you committed to learning, improving? Talk about recent learning, how you adapt, how you use feedback. Ask about development opportunities there. Fourth, being results-oriented. Can you show you deliver? This is where that brag file shines. Use STAR. Quantify your impact.
Okay. Fifth is adaptive skills. Flexibility, diplomacy, how you handle people. Share stories about communication, conflict resolution, adapting to change. Show emotional intelligence. Listen well in the interview itself. Sixth, transferable skills. What skills from past jobs apply here, even if it's a different field? Make those connections obvious for them.
Yeah, translate your experience. And seventh, finally, is work content skills. your technical chops, your actual job knowledge. You still need to show you have it. Highlight qualifications, give concrete examples, mention certs, show you can learn the specifics. The bottom line, hiring managers are trying to reduce risk. They want the whole package, the tech skills plus these other 6 attributes: drive, fit, growth, results, adaptability, and transferable skills.
That's a really helpful breakdown, thinking beyond just the job description requirements. Okay, lastly, the newsletter gives a nod to holiday highlights. National Military Appreciation Month, Age Without Apology Month.
Right. Just a quick mention. May is National Military Appreciation Month, and there's a personal note about volunteering with Hire Heroes USA, helping veterans, service members, spouses transition to civilian jobs. Lots of ways to help: mentoring, LinkedIn reviews, mock interviews. Good stuff. And June 2025 is Age Without Apology Month. Apparently, the newsletter includes a daily practices calendar to celebrate experience.
Nice. Okay, so wrapping up this deep dive, we've covered a lot of ground thanks to the Career Experts Group newsletter, really focused on that authentic self-discovery, managing your digital presence strategically, the power of networking thoughtfully, understanding what employers really value beyond just skills, and those crucial time-sensitive steps for benefits during a transition.
Yeah, it provides a really holistic view that true success isn't just the external stuff, but that internal alignment, purpose, values.
And that was the goal for you, the learner, a shortcut to these key ideas from your source. So here's a thought to leave you with. Considering everything we've discussed about rediscovering your authentic professional self and showing your unique value, what's maybe one small, intentional step you can take this week? Just one thing to move a little closer to that feeling of alignment and being recognized for who you truly are in your career. Definitely check out the Career Experts Group website if you want to explore more.